speaking of Abbas, you signed your name to the first Israeli-Palestinian peace agreement, and I want to support you in being the Palestinian leader who signs his name to the, interesting, final and most important peace agreement that brings safety, stability, and prosperity, peace and security, to both sides and to the region. And I will do whatever is necessary to facilitate the agreement, to mediate, to arbitrate anything they'd like to do. And then Trump says this, quote, and we will get this done. Okay, all right. We want to create peace between Israel and the Palestinians. We will get it done. We will be working so hard to get it done. It's been a long time, but we will be working diligently, and I think there's a very, very good chance, and I think you, speaking to Abbas, feel the same way. Okay. Abbas, quote, Mr. President, our strategic option, our strategic choice is to bring about peace. Sorry. You have to understand that Abbas, and certainly Arafat before him, when they would come to the United States, would say, we want peace with Israel. But then they would go right back to Ramallah, and in Arabic say, peace for us means the destruction of Israel. You have to understand that Muhammad and Saladin after him would say that you make peace with your enemy, then you destroy him. And again, this is 1 Thessalonians 5:3. While they are saying peace and security, sudden destruction comes upon them as a woman travailing in labor. And this is replete throughout this press conference between Abbas and Trump, and you're going to hear it again and again. Our strategic choice is to bring about peace based on the vision of the two states. A Palestinian state with its capital of East Jerusalem that lives, and here it is, in peace and stability, peace and security, with the state of Israel based on the borders of 1967. Then, it gets better. After stating that the Islamic State has nothing to do with the noble religion of Islam, Abbas went on to say, Mr. President, we believe that we are capable and able to bring about success to our efforts because, Mr. President, you have the determination and you have the desire to see it come to fruition and to become successful. And we, Mr. President, inshallah, which in Arabic means Allah willing. Don't say God. Oh, come on, Pastor. That Allah is just the Arabic word for God. No, it's not. It's not the title, it's the name. And what we just talked about, the name being the nature. Allah is the moon god. It is a false god. And Muhammad, a false prophet. And Islam, a false religion. Please know that. Please know that. Inshallah, we are coming into a new opportunity, keyword, new horizon that would enable us to bring about peace in that regard. Mr. President, it's about time, get this, for Israel to end its occupation of our people, of our land after 50 years. He said it just like that too. We are the only remaining people in the world that still live under occupation. Really? This is what is known as a lie. Okay? All right. We are aspiring and want to achieve our freedom, our dignity, and our right to self-determination. And we also want for Israel to recognize the Palestinian state just this is comical. Just as the Palestinian people recognize the state of Israel, is this a joke? Mr. President, I affirm to you that we are raising our youth, our children, our grandchildren on a culture of peace. No, it's that you can go to the Times of Israel, you can see this word for word. That's a lie. They're not raising them in a culture of peace. They're raising them, teaching them that Jews are pigs. They're not even human. And that they are to kill the Jews. You can see it in Arabic, and they put the English subtitles down below these videos of 5-year-olds and 6-year-olds and 7-year-olds, 10-year-olds, my daughter's age. And in Arabic, they are saying, kill the Jews, they are pigs. Shed the bloods of the Jews. The dad is asking the child in Arabic, who do you want to kill, the Jews, Yehuda? How do you want to kill? I want to cut off their head. I want to spill their blood. It's in their textbooks. It's in their curriculum, in their schools. That's what they're teaching their children. He goes on, and we are endeavoring to bring about security, freedom, and peace for our children to live like other children in the world, along with the Israeli children in peace, freedom, and security. Peace and security. Mr. President, I bring with me today the hopes and aspirations of the Palestinian people from the Holy Land, from that land where the 3 monotheist religions thrived, and the Jewish faith, the Christian faith, and the Muslim faith, where they all, interesting word, coexist together to foster it in an environment of security, peace and security, and stability, and love for all. I was raised as a child being told that I was Palestinian. My dad was Egyptian, my mother Palestinian. I get saved at the age of 19, and I started learning that there's no such thing as a Palestinian. That I'm not a Palestinian. My mom wasn't a Palestinian. The Palestinian name is a transliteration from Philistine. Philistine, Palestinian. And there are no more Philistines. Besides that, Philistines are like 9 feet tall. Goliath was a Philistine. I'm only 6 feet tall, so there. I'm not a Philistine. I'm trying to be silly here to lighten it up a little bit. After Abbas said this, stunning, really, Trump made the following closing statement in response, saying, over the course of my lifetime, I've always heard that perhaps the toughest deal to make is the deal between the Israelis and the Palestinians. Let's see if we can prove them wrong, okay? Okay. That was on Wednesday. On Friday, Ynet News published a report that Western sources allegedly claimed Donald Trump's government rejected an Israeli offer to postpone his visit to the region to June, coinciding with the 50th anniversary of the Six-Day War. This is 1967, June. This was reported in the Arab newspaper Al Hayat on Saturday. The same sources claimed that the Israeli side proposed to change the date of the visit, which is expected to take place on May 22nd to the beginning of June, but the White House refused the proposal. They argued, among other things, listen, that the timing could harm the American position because it places the United States in a very biased position alongside Israel. What's wrong with that? Aren't we alongside of Israel? Well, apparently not. Apparently we don't want to have the President of the United States, to his credit, visiting Israel on the 50th anniversary of the Six-Day War, miraculous Six-Day War, when God gave them back Jerusalem, their eternal capital, and the president didn't want to go there. I don't want to do that. I just did. We don't want it to look like we're, biased in our position alongside of Israel. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We should be. We better be. See Genesis 12, 2 and 3. Those who bless Israel will be blessed, and those who curse Israel will be cursed. What's interesting about Trump's upcoming visit is that speculation abounds concerning his recognizing of Jerusalem as Israel's capital, and perhaps more importantly, the relocating of the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem. On Tuesday, the Times of Israel reported that Israeli President Reuven Rivlin called on the world's nations to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital and move their embassies to the city. Minutes after the United Nations Cultural Agency voted on a resolution denying Israel's ties to the city, the president told foreign ambassadors stationed in Israel that it was, quote, absurd that the world refuses to recognize that Jerusalem is the capital of the Jewish people and the state of Israel. Foreign dignitaries have been coming to Jerusalem for 70 years to participate in official meetings at the Knesset, the president's residence, and the prime minister's office, Rivlin said. Addressing the gathered diplomats directly, the 77-year-old Rivlin said, and I love this, that when most of them were born, Jerusalem was already Israel's capital city. You were born to the fact of Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. You know no other reality. Since the days of King David, there was not, there is not, and there will never be any other reality, he said. Good for you. Good for you. You know what Jerusalem means, by the way? Possession of peace. Yaro, Shalom. Yaro Salam. In Arabic, we say Salam Alaikum, peace be upon you. The city of peace. It's, oh, and by the way, on Thursday night in 2 Chronicles 33, we saw it 2 more times. We've talked about this before, both in our midweek Bible study through the Old Testament and also on our prophecy updates on Sunday mornings, that God said that he was going to put his name, literally his name on Jerusalem, his name of ownership. And you can take the Sheen, which it's believed is the abbreviation for the name of God, El Shaddai, and it's like the English W, and you can superimpose that on Jerusalem, and God has put his name on Jerusalem, the city, the place where I have put my name of ownership.